Hi all, Tate here, just doing a quick project car update for you guys. I know a lot of you guys are stuck at home at the moment in quarantine or isolation or lockdown or whatever it is all around the world, so thought I might do a quick video with all my project cars and keep you guys a little bit entertained in between all your episodes of Netflix. So before I get into all the project cars though, thought I might quickly mention these. These are headers for E46 LS conversion headers for right-hand drive cars, and this is what me and Joe, who you probably saw in the last episode, have been working on recently. So basically when we got the E46 together and Tough Mount started making the mounts for the right-hand drive cars, a lot of people were yelling and screaming because they wanted headers. So we're now doing it because there doesn't seem to be too many people else out there that are. I think there's one other company that does it, but they have a tendency to charge through the roof. So yeah, we're doing these at the moment. These are actually unboltable so that you can get the headers out around the steering shaft. And these are some slimline steering shafts to go with the kit. And we can sell these separately if people do need them. But yeah, this is what we've been working on, me and Joe, for a little bit now. They're looking pretty good. You can see I'm building the jig for it so that we can replicate the prototypes that I've got on there. It's actually quite a good learning experience. So we're working on that, but I'll get to the project cars, which is actually what this video is mostly about. So 180 here. Well, this thing's still kicking goals. It's living the CA dream. Haven't really had any issues with it in the last event. So all I've done is basically a oil change and all that sort of stuff that you need to do. Just maintenance stuff to keep it going. Still got a bit of damage there from one of my other events, but I can't really be bothered fixing it because I've been so busy working on Smokies. So this thing's just sitting around. It's ready to go. I actually was going to do Power Cruise in it, but that got canned, so bit of a shame really. I kind of like those events. They're a bit different really, because drifting and all that sort of stuff is just, it's competitive now, and you get quite good at it, where you go out and do those Power Cruise ones and you're doing drags, which this car isn't set up to do drags, doing go to woe, which is not meant to stop properly either really. So good bit of fun, and also a bit of drifting and other bits and pieces sort of mixed and sprinkled into it. So I was looking forward to that event. Obviously it's not to be because the virus has got everything cancelled, so that's a bit of a bugger. But anyway, also built this tyre dolly thing. I got sick of pushing all my, well, dragging or rolling or lifting all my tyres around to the tyre changer, so built this dolly on caster wheels to make my life a bit easier, save a bit of time, because there's not a lot of extra time when I'm doing these drift events. So that was one thing that kept me entertained for a weekend. Oop, there's shit everywhere in this garage. Also got this thing. This is a K70 Corolla, and it has a 4-age supercharged engine in it. The conversion is actually, well, it's my mate's car, and we converted it probably about 4 or 5 years ago now, but it's been sitting around for a long time. He sort of got the conversion done, but then got busy with life and yeah, got parked up for a while, so he's fixing that up at my place at the moment, doing big brakes and that sort of thing. I think it's got RX-7 brakes that are going on the front and S13 at the rear. So it's a cool little rig. It's sort of had the same history as the E30, that it used to be his daily, and eventually he wanted to put a dumb motor in it, and then it became a project car. So that's a cool little rig that I've got hanging around here at the moment. Whoop. Then I got the E30. So this thing's well, hasn't really had any issues. So I drive it reasonably often, but it's on historic rego, so I think I can only drive it 90 days a year, but more realistically, I probably only drive it about 30 or 40. Whoa, I got BMW parts everywhere. Anyway, so yeah, this thing's still going strong. I daily drove it for probably a week to work and didn't have any issues. Quite enjoyed it actually. And yeah, I probably need to do AC in it. Originally, when I put the M52 in it, I got a whole lot of the AC stuff ready. I just needed to get someone to make a few lines up and fill it with gas, and then I got lazy and didn't do it, and then I didn't drive it enough in the heat to worry about it. So I want to do that, but I also have to do the 6-cylinder sort of radiator cooling system upgrade at the same time. And that means drilling a hole in the car, and I really don't want to drill holes in the car, so I sort of got a mental thing about that for some reason. It's one single hole to put the standard sort of 6-cylinder water reservoir in it, but I just can't get myself to get the drill out and drill a hole in the car. So I'll probably do that before next summer, because I do want to drive the car a bit more next summer, but we'll see what life holds and how hard Smokey is. So otherwise, I've got a whole heap of BMW parts here. If you do need some rear end BMW parts, let me know. I've got a whole bunch sort of lying around. Also got these Super Leggera, Ultra Leggera, should I say, Oz racing wheels, which I'm trying to sell, but, well, I haven't managed to sell yet. So if you do want those, hit me up. I had them up for $1,200, but I'm negotiable. I'm a fair guy. And obviously, if this video is like posted a year ago, probably don't, because they're going to be sold by now. But that's a quick walk around. This is my sort of shed that I've got at home. Obviously, you've also seen the shed that my parents have up the hill where Smokey is. Speaking of Smokey, that thing's been getting worked on reasonably regularly. I've now got Nissan stud pattern all the way around, so that's good. I took a little bit to get the front end done. I got all the discs drilled, and yeah, got studs at the front because I really hate the bolts that BMW has. And I got new wheels to go with it, but I'll hold off on showing you those at the moment because it shouldn't be too long and I'll have enough content for another one of those videos. You got the LS loom sitting over here, all labelled. I need to figure out a few bits and pieces on that to get it ready to go on the car. And then I've got this big box of wires. And that's all the wires from the E46, the body loom, and I have to figure out what bits I need, what bits I don't, and get pretty comfortable cutting a whole bunch of wires. So that should be fun. I've already cut a whole bunch of them out for the stuff that I don't need, but there's a lot of tidying up to do. So I guess I'll probably just get in front of the TV one day and fiddle around with that. So with that, that's probably the end of the project car update. About 7 minutes deep at the moment, and my hand's starting to hurt from holding the camera. So see you guys probably end of April, I'm hoping. Might have another episode out then. So see you then.